I'm Julie Malosh.
And I'm Julianne Bekker. Thank you for joining us this evening. Today we will be talking about cyberbullying and cyberstalking, how to identify a bully and a victim, and what you can do to help prevent this from happening to your children, whether it be at home or in the classroom.
Living in a connected world is incredible. Having the ability to keep up with friends, family, and events of all sorts at your fingertips is a large feat for mankind. Unfortunately, every pro has its con. Cyberbullying is relatively new, but growing rapidly. In 2014, more than half of adolescents and young adults have been harassed online. Bullying in general has the ability to manifest social problems such as depression and anxiety, and can even lead to suicide. So what is cyberbullying, Julianne?
Well, Julie, according to Hinduja and Pachin, cyberbullying is the willful and repeated harm inflicted through the use of computers, cell phones, and other electronics. The difference between regular bullying and cyberbullying is the use of, or lack of, electronics such as those previously stated. Also, Banana and Himmel stated in a study that regular bullying is usually done in person and in a public setting where bystanders may be able to witness what's going on. Even though the internet is also a public setting with bystanders, it is not done in person, and the bully has the ability to stay completely anonymous.
There are 5 main forms of cyberbullying: harassing, impersonating, using photographs without permission, creating websites and blogs dedicated to tormenting a targeted individual or group, and happy slapping, which is the use of a camera phone to videotape a bullying incident, which may include one or more kids slapping, hitting, kicking, or punching the victim.
A cyberbully typically gets into physical or verbal fights, have friends who bully others, are increasingly aggressive, and get sent to the principal's office or detention frequently. They may also have unexplained extra money or new belongings, blame others for their problems, and don't accept responsibility for their actions. A cyberbully also tends to be very competitive and worry about their reputation or popularity.
Victims tend to become uncharacteristically withdrawn or antisocial, and may have trouble sleeping or possibly have nightmares. They may also ask questions about revenge, death, or suicide. Some behaviors unique to those being cyberbullied are avoiding going online or using their cell phone, or unexpectedly shutting down the computer when others come near.
Cyberstalking is the repeated use of electronic communications to harass or frighten someone. This includes, but is not limited to, sending threatening emails, Facebook messages, text messages, and voicemails. Notice how similar this definition is to cyberbullying. Typically, if adults are involved in harassment through electronic devices, then it is termed cyberstalking. When children and young adults are involved, it is termed cyberbullying.
As many may already know, a victim of such harassment may develop low self-esteem, become isolated, depressed, anxious, or even suicidal. What many don't tend to think about is how does this affect the one doing the harassing. In a research study done on bullies by Kaltiala, Heino, and Froge, there was an increase in aggressive behavior, disruptive disorders, anxiety, depression, and psychosomatic symptoms, along with suicidality. A lot of bullies usually had something in their past to trigger this behavior, whether it was being bullied themselves or having their own insecurities.
This information makes it clear that bullying is a ruthless cycle. The victim one day or even 1 minute could be the bully the next, and vice versa, especially when it is happening online. This is because many times the perpetrator doesn't fully comprehend the disastrous effects of what they are doing or saying. It is very easy to hide behind a screen.
Parents must regularly monitor the online activities in which their children are engaged. They must also encourage an open dialogue with their children regarding issues of safety and responsible internet use.
Teachers, too, must take care to supervise students as they use computers in the classrooms, and should consider incorporating discussions of issues related to cyber safety in their curriculum when appropriate. Hands-on activities and role-playing exercises may be particularly useful for introducing this topic to youth. School liaison officers and law enforcement officials must investigate all instances of harassment, including electronic bullying, and hold responsible parties accountable.
In summary, the 5 types of cyberbullying are harassment, impersonation, using photos without permission, creating websites and blogs dedicated to tormenting targeted individuals, and happy slapping. Also, the main difference between cyberbullying and cyberstalking is that cyberstalking involves adults, while cyberbullying typically involves children and adolescents.
Cyberbullies are generally very aggressive, care about their reputation, and refuse to take responsibility for their actions. The victims become withdrawn and avoid electronics.
The victims of this harassment are at risk of developing low self-esteem, depression, anxiety, and becoming suicidal. The bully usually suffers from one or more of those things as well, which is why they reflect their insecurities onto others.
Parents should be monitoring what their child is doing online and talk with them about internet safety. Teachers can also help by supervising their students' computer use in the classroom and also have discussions about responsible internet use. If you or someone you know is currently being cyberbullied, there's an anonymous cyberbully hotline that you can call or text 24/7.
Thanks for watching.